Hello guys, hope you all are doing good. Today we are meeting on our last segment of chapter 1, which is analyzing accounting as a process. I would like to explain this to you in a simple way using a loaf of bread as an example. As you all know, to make a loaf of bread there is a process like kneading of the ingredients, baking, and then the output, which is bread. If I elaborate the example using a flow chart, it would be as follows. First, the inputs, which are flour, yeast, water, sugar, and salt. The process would be mixing the ingredients with the required quantities, making the dough, and baking. The output would be a loaf of bread. Same way as how bread has a process which it must go through in order to arrive at the final output, accounting also do have a process which it has to go through, which will give the final output, that is financial information, which is used by the stakeholders to make economic decisions. Let me walk you through the basic accounting process. First, accounting inputs. These are transactions and events. Then the accounting process would be recording entries in the books of prime entry, making entries in the ledger, and preparing the trial balance. The output of the process are the statement of comprehensive income, the statement of financial position, the statement of changes in equity, statement of cash flow, and notes to accounts. Let's have a look at some details with regards to the accounting process. Let's look at what is an accounting input. What is used as a basic information for the preparation of financial statements are known as the accounting input. These are transactions and events. A transaction is when an exchange takes place between two parties which is measurable in monetary terms. To simply make you understand of an event, Mr. A is selling a loaf of bread to Mr. B. When this event of selling a loaf of bread is measurable in monetary terms, it is a transaction. As an example, Mr. A is selling a loaf of bread to Mr. B for rupees 50. When an exchange takes place between two parties which is measurable in terms of monetary, it leads to affect the assets, liabilities, and equity of the business. There are situations where events do not take place between two parties, yet it is measurable in monetary terms which affect the assets, liabilities, and equity of a business. As an example, a fire which destroys stocks held by the business. Also, depreciation can be taken as an example. Prime entry books. Here, relevant information which are accounting inputs will be recorded in relevant prime documents. As an example, when you receive money, the prime document is receipt. Thereon, it will be recorded in ledger accounts, and then trial balance is prepared. Accounting outputs means the preparation of basic financial statements which will be used to make economic decisions. Examples: income statement, statement of financial position, statement of changes in equity, and statement of cash flows being prepared. In simple terms, the process with an example is as follows. First, measuring the transaction and events of the business in monetary terms. The example would be Mr. A sells bread to Mr. B for rupees 50. Second, recording in the prime entry books from source documents. The cashier then records this in the relevant prime entry books using the source document, that is, receipt. Third, transferring of information from the prime entry books to the ledger. Following the example, once recorded in the prime entry book, this will be transferred to the relevant ledger. Number 4. Balancing the ledger accounts and preparing the trial balance. At the end of the period with many more transactions in the particular ledger, it will be closed and the balance will be transferred to the trial balance. Number 5. Preparing of financial statements. Using the balances which arrived in the trial balance, financial statements will be prepared. So, this brings us to the end of the third segment of Chapter 1. Hope you guys have understood, and further you have any questions, please comment your question below. Do like and share our video to learn and let others learn. Also, subscribe to ALFlix to enrich your knowledge on accounting and business studies. Thank you.